A very good evening, dear friends and family. We meet once again. My apologies for not uploading any videos in the past few days. As you all know, man proposes and God decides. So, probably Murugan decided that it should only take place today. Now, we are actually arriving at chapter 24, and the title of this chapter is Balamurugan arrives at Sendil or Sendilpuri. Now, after completely destroying Taragasuran, Murugan and his army decide to return to his abode. And that journey takes quite a while, and during the journey, Murugan stops at many uh, temples, and the significance of these temples and the places is very uh, clearly described in this chapter. But going beyond that, to me, this chapter, though it does not have any turning points in the Puranam, but does offer us a lot of insights into the existence of many of the temples until today. Now, if you do a search about Kantha Puranam, you will find that in 1898, Haraprasad Shastri and Cecil Bandel, these two historians, they were studying the Kantha Puranam and they were looking for the original manuscript. In 1898, they found the palm-leaved manuscript, the original manuscript of Skanda Puranam. You know where they found it? Of all the places, they found this in Nepal, and it was written in the Gupta script, which is very ancient. So, based on their research, we can conclude that the Skanda Puranam must have existed before or must have existed about at least 1300 years ago. And when we go through this chapter, all the places that he visits, some of them exist until now. So that tells us a lot about the origins of these temples. So let's move on. Arriving at Kedarnath. So the first place they visit on their journey back home is Kedarnath, and here the significance of this place is that there was this sage called Piringi Munivar, and he was a very ardent devotee of Lord Shiva. He refuses to pray to anybody but Lord Shiva, even to Devi, who is consort of Lord Shiva. So, Lord Shiva wanted to teach him a lesson that he and his consort are one and the same. So, what he did was he decided to give darshan to this Piringi Munivar. So, he appeared in front of Piringi Munivar with Parvati. So, both Shivan and Parvati. Now, this Piringi Munivar he wanted to go around Shiva, but he couldn't do that because Parvati was there. So, he took the form of a bee and went just circumambulated only Lord Shiva. Now, this annoyed Parvati, and what she did was she went into a very severe penance. They call it davam. She meditated upon Lord Shiva, and Lord Shiva was pleased with her meditation, appeared in front of her. Of course, he knew why she was doing these penance because she wanted to be a part of Lord Shiva and she didn't want anybody to come in between them. So what Lord Shiva did was in this place, Kedarnath, he appeared in the form of Artha Nariswarar. Artha Nariswarar means appearing as man, the form of male and female together. Where if you visit Arthanarishwara temple, I think there is one temple somewhere near Sapang. I've seen the temple. There Shiva will have both the forms, the male and the female form. And so, and of course, the Piringi Munivar learned his lesson and he paid, he prayed to both Shiva and Parvati after that. Now, after that, there was these are all happenings, and they indicate the place. Sometimes the name of the place is mentioned first. After that, only the significance. Sometimes the what do you call the incident that happened and followed by the name of the place. Now, here there was a debate between some sages as to who is the ultimate God. So a lot of the sages were giving their own opinions, and among them was Vyasa, the sage Vyasa, Maharishi, Vyasa Rishi. So he wanted to prove a point. So what he did to state that Vishnu or Narayana is the ultimate God form. So what he did was he put his hand up to speak. Lord Shiva decided to teach him a lesson, and the hand just froze like that. He couldn't bring it down. And and the place where this happened is what we call it as Kashi. Now it's known as Varanasi. So, and he fell down at the feet of Lord Shiva and repented for his ignorance and admitted to all those who were there that Lord Shiva is the ultimate God or the Adi Sivan. So after that, they arrive at another place called Sri Sailam. This place is also known as Tiruparupudam or Sri Sailam. It's also known as Mallikarjunapuri. So they've got a few names for the same place. And this place, its significance is Nandi was born as the son of the Silatha Rishi, another Rishi. He was born as the son of this Rishi. And from his birth, he started meditating upon Lord Shiva. And you know what he was asking for? That he must always carry Lord Shiva on his head. After his long meditation, Lord Shiva appeared in front of him and gave him his boon, made him, and he turned into a mountain. And the Sri Sailam mountains, and Lord Shiva decided to make it his abode. So after visiting that place, and there, of course, there was a Shivan temple, and Murugan did his prayers and paid respect to Lord Shiva, and then they traveled on, and they arrived at this place, which is very, very popular in South India, Thiruvengadam. Many people are named Thiruvengadam. So they arrived at Thiruvengadam, and if you all remember Murugan, Ganesha, and the mango episode, where Lord Shiva somebody came and gave him the mango, supposed to be a divine mango, and he wanted to give to one of his sons. And I think all of you know the story, where Ganesha plays a trick, goes around his parents and claims that I've gone around the universe, and claims the mango. Now, Lord Murugan got very angry. He was especially angry with his mother, and he left Kailash with a huff. And when he left the place, he actually went to the netherworld, Padalam. They call it Padalapuri. He went to the netherworld, and from there he came out through a cave. When he exited from the cave, Vishnu, Brahma, and a number of devas were already waiting. They all knew that he's going to come out there. They all waited for him, and what they did was that the place where he came out is known as Pushkarani and Pushkarani Tiram, and all of them did archana to Murugan with flowers and so on. So that is another place. That is Pushkarani, Pushkarana Tirtham. After that, they arrived at Tirukalati. Now this Tirukalati is a very, very auspicious place. It's called, it's a hill, Tirukalati Malai. Now, it's also named, there are many names for this Tirukalati Malai. You know? It is, this place is where Shiva Kosari, a great devotee of Sivan, S.Nackeeran, and Kantha Puranam, you all know the story of Kantha Puranam, who gave his eyes to Lord Shiva. Now, all these people attained moksha at this Tirukalati. The entire episode of Kantha Puranam took place in Tirukalati. And so this place, people visit this place in the belief that whoever visits the place will attain moksha. And this place is also known as Dakshina Kailash. Another name for Tirukalati is Dakshina Kailash. And after that, they arrived Thiruvelangadu, another place, Thiruvelangadu. And in this place, the significance is that at one time, no reason is given, Kali goes into a terrible rage. She's so annoyed, she threatened to destroy the entire world. And what happened was Brahma and some of the devas immediately ran to Lord Shiva for refuge and pleaded with Lord Shiva to do something. And what Lord Shiva did was to appease her, to calm her down. He did his celestial dance. You all would have seen the statue of Nataraja Brahman, that is in his dance posture. So he did the dance and appeased Kali. And this place is one that came to be known as Thiruvelangadu. And then they move on and they come to another very, very auspicious city, the city of Kanjipuram. As you all know, Kanjipuram is a town which is divided into two parts. One is known as Shiva Kanji, where Shiva is the presiding deity, and then you have the Vishnu Kanji, where Vishnu is the presiding deity. I was fortunate enough to visit both the temples. Now, Kanjipuram, even during the Kantha Puranam time, was known as the indestructible city. When we have this cosmic cataclysm, that is the end of the world, this is found in all the major religions of the world. Religions have always had arguments about their superiority, but one thing they all stand in common is that the end of the world, and a time will come where the world will end. And we call it in Hinduism, we call it the Mahapralayam, where Lord Shiva goes into his dance of destruction and the world is destroyed and then recreated. But according to Kantha Puranam, the only place on earth that will not be destroyed even during the Mahapralayam is Kanchi. That is how significant and how divine the city is. And Lord Vishnu, Brahma, and many other god forms in Hinduism are believed to be residing in Kanchipuram. There was once a dispute between Brahma and Vishnu as to who is the most superior god. And when that happened, Lord Shiva came in between them in the form of Agni, fire. And he took his Vishwarupam. When he took his Vishwarupam, neither Brahma nor Vishnu could see his entire form. All they could see was his feet. Then they realized that Shivan is the ultimate god form. And this happened in Kanchipuram. Then they went on and came to a place called Paramalai. Malai. It's a hilly region. Here, this place, its significance is that it is believed that all the sinless souls, in Tamil they say, Kutram illada uyirgal. They have not committed any sin during their lifetime. These souls, when they leave the body, apparently they arrive at this place called Palamalai, and here Lord Shiva is in his sitting posture, and he places these souls on his lap. Madila he places the souls on his lap, and he whispers into their ears the Panchachara mantra, Om Namah Shivaya. The meaning of the significance of the Panchachara mantra, and thus liberating these souls. They attain moksha. Now, Murugan arrives here, and he knew, because he knows the significance of this place, and here he pays tribute to his father, Lord Shiva. And then they move on, and they arrive at a place called, a river called Manni River. And they decide to rest at this place, this Manni River. And Brahma and the others, they wanted to stop there and perform pujas, archana to Lord Murugan. So they requested that they stop there. And there was no temple there. So Murugan called his faithful architect Vishwakarma and told him, build a city here. And a city was built, and also a temple was also built there for Murugan. And this place later came to be known as Kumarapuri. Now, this place is also later known as Tiruchendur. Very, very popular Murugan temple in Tiruchendur. Now, today it's known as Tiruchendur. And now, while they were spending the night there, one incident took place. Been mentioning this king of Devas, Indran. Now, when Surabhatman and his brothers, when they raided Indra's kingdom, Indra had to leave, and they captured his wife. Wife was still in the custody of Surabhatman, so he had to run. And what he did was, he collected all the jewelry of his wife and made it into a big bundle, and he was running away. He was on the run because of these demons. So what he did was, he gave it to a forest angel. Summoned her, gave it to her, and told her, keep this for me. Time will come, you can return it to me. Now this forest angel found out that Indra, together with all the devas, were with Murugan here at this Kumarapuri. So she came to Indra and gave him back all the jewels. She said, now that you're already with Murugan, you're safe, you can take your jewelry. She returned it to him. When he took all the jewelries open and he saw, he started recalling his wife. He was longing for her. He started shedding tears. But later he recovered and said, how can I do this? I am now with the army of Murugan. I should be praying to him, not thinking of my wife. So he repented and he started performing prayers to Murugan. And also the others, Murugan also had this desire to pray and pay respects to his father and mother. So he called Vishwakarma and told him, build a Shivan temple. So Vishwakarma built a temple and he created a Shivalingam there. And Murugan started performing in prayers. Lord Shiva was so pleased with the son. And he was also longing for his son. So he decided to pay him a visit. So Parvati, Parameshwara, Paramashivan, they appeared together on the Rishiba Vagana, his white bull. And of course, Murugan was so delighted to see his parents there. And now, one important thing that happened there was Lord Shiva materialized an arrow, astram, for Murugan. Now, this astram is known as the Rutra Pasupadam. Rutra Pasupada Akshara. Now, this weapon is a weapon of mass destruction. It can destroy the entire universe. So he gives it to Murugan and tells him, this weapon has not been given to anybody. But he did give a very powerful weapon to, remember, Tarakasuran. But this is the same name, but this is known as the Rudra Pasupadam. And Lord Shiva says, the only one who can stand if this weapon is directed at the world, the only person who can stop it is you, Murugan. You are the only one who has the ability to stop it. Now I am giving it to you. Use this in your war against evil. So with that, they bless him and they go back to Kailash. Then Murugan and his entire army, they visit many other temples. They visit Tiruvidai, Marudur, Mayuram, and Tiruparaliyur, and so many other places. In some places that they passed through were deserts, and when Murugan and his army passed through, they became beautiful, very beautiful forests. Now, on his way, a few young men, 4 or 5 of them, appeared and prayed to Murugan. Indran told Murugan, do you remember these guys? These are the sons of Parasara Muni, a Munivara sage, his sons. Now, these fellows, when they were young, they were playing in a pond. You know which pond? Saravana Poigai, where Muruga was born. That pond, they were playing there, catching the fish and playing with it. And one of the sages who passed by was so angry with them for disturbing the peace. So he cursed them to be turned into fish. And they started pleading with him. And he said, when you drink the milk of Parvati, then you will become normal human beings later. And if you all remember, when Murugan was born in the Saravana Poigai, the Saravana pond, and Parvati and Parameshwaran came to see him, Parvati was so delighted to see her son. She carried him and started feeding him, breastfeeding him. And some of the milk, her breast milk, flowed into the water. And remember, a few fishes turned into human beings. These are the guys. So they came to pay respect and pray and get Murugan's darshan. After that, they all arrived at a point where they decided, all of them told Murugan, it's already late, sun is setting, can we put up the night here? And Murugan said, yes, we will stay the night here. And then he called Indra and told Indra, now we are on a war path against the demons, the asuras. I'm sure the devas here and my soldiers would like to know the history. How were these demons created and who created them? Can you please narrate? Indra very coyly turned to the Devaguru, the guru of all the devas. That remember I mentioned the name Pragaspati. I turned to him and begged him, Guru, can you please narrate to all of us the formation of these asuras? How were they formed? Pragaspati prayed to Murugan and he said, Lord, there is nothing that you don't know. You know, but with an ulterior motive, you are asking me to narrate, and I shall now narrate how these demons were brought into existence. So that concludes chapter 24. Chapter 25, we will see how these demons, Surabatman, Taragasuran, and a few other, the whole family of these Asurans were brought into existence. With that, thank you and good night.